think all these influencers are lying about being rich. I'm almost at 1 million followers. Broke as fuck. Well, not broke, but like I go to my regular minimum wage job every single day, 5 days a week. Clock in. That's how I pay all of my bills. Is that my thing? I did my taxes and I only got 3 brand deals this year, each for $2,000, which works out to like $500 extra a month. Amazing, gorgeous. I can never be happier. But I'm just saying $500 a month is not livable.
Guys, I have something new, sad to share with you. I quit social media. I not do that shit anymore. I sorry, but I cannot take the hate anymore. It's been a fun ride. Thank you so much for all the love and the support you've given me. And yeah, I just can't deal with the hate anymore and the threat. I can't do it.
Influencers are quitting and going back to their regular 9-to-5 jobs. Gone are those days when everyone wants to be an influencer without really thinking about the massive challenges that come with such a demanding career path. People are finally realizing that chasing algorithms and spending hours every week just scripting and editing is completely exhausting. The reality behind the screen is that many influencers are actually broke.
You know, like, but I am super grateful for it. But I'm saying that's all that I got. Like, you could see, you know? And I think just these influencers are lying to you. I think because they're either trying to sell you a course or tell you how great their life is after, you know, you've insulted them. But there's nothing up here.
Let's talk about why I decided to return to a 9-to-5 job after being a full-time digital content creator. I honestly feel like this is not talked about enough because I know for so many people, the dream is to leave behind your corporate job, leave behind your 9-to-5 and create content full-time forever, hopefully. But what about those of us who got to live the dream but decided to go back? So I recently moved back to the US after living abroad in London for 4.5 years. And while I was there, I was a full-time YouTuber. So I was vlogging about my life abroad and uploading pretty much weekly. Living abroad was an amazing experience, y'all. But after a while, I started to realize, like, I can't talk about this forever. I was starting to feel a bit bored and burnt out from sharing my day-to-day life because not every day was super interesting. And I started to feel like I was living to make content, you know, like everything had to be content. And with my content being so focused on my personal life and sharing my day-to-day, it became really difficult, y'all, because I wasn't always mentally in the space to create content about my life. Like, I dealt with a lot of challenges while I lived abroad. And if I wasn't in the place to create content, that also meant I wasn't in the place to make money. So it was starting to become an issue.
Entrepreneurship was not for me, and I am so okay with saying that because I feel like more people need to say it. When I owned a business, I could never turn my brain off. I could never just be in the moment. I was always thinking about stuff. Oh, I need to get this done. I need to get that done. Getting phone calls about the cars. Oh, this car broke down. It was too much. The idea of not knowing how much you're going to make this month, or you might lose money this month, that made me want to vomit. You have to have a certain mindset to be an entrepreneur, and I did not have it. I am team 9-to-5 with a little bit of side hustle, clocking in and clocking out, and then having something on the side. I was able to take off 2 years just from doing that. I had my 9-to-5 and I was doing content. That was enough. To the entrepreneurs out there, I commend you, because when I did it, I was like, why do people do this? It's a lot. It's a lot of ups and downs, very high highs and very low lows. I don't like that.
While I'm on the way to work, I figured why not make kind of an explanation video. I went back to a 9-to-5 after I quit my 9-to-5 to become a full-time content creator. Back in November, I quit my job to attempt to become a full-time content creator. It was going well. Everything was going perfectly fine. Honestly, I just had an opportunity I could not pass up. It's with a boss that I have worked for before, and I absolutely love her. The property that I work at, I absolutely love. It was just something I simply could not pass up. So I basically lease and rent out apartments to people. Will say my time of being a full-time content creator. For some reason, as soon as I quit my job to do it, everything kind of slowed down for me, but it wasn't a big deal because I did have about 8 months of money saved up just in case anything were to happen, and I was still serving on the weekends, so I still had a pretty consistent income coming in. I just didn't have a secured full-time job. Do I regret quitting my job and going back? Absolutely not. Like I said, if it were any other leasing job, I probably wouldn't have taken it. I also wasn't going out and applying for jobs. During my time of being a full-time content creator, I traveled. I went to Florida twice. I went to Chicago for the first time ever. I had such a great time. I have no regrets. I really was able to just reset, get some mental clarity, find out who I was again, and yeah.
Twinkle Stanley coming on the internet and being super honest and vulnerable with her audience and saying that she wants to get back into the 9-to-5 life is by far the most refreshing thing I've seen from an influencer or creator in the longest time. For years, we've just been sort of glamorizing what it's like to be an entrepreneur or an influencer and a creator and share every single moment of your life and constantly be thinking about work. I mean, yes, you get to go to brand events, get PR, work with some brands on some cool ads and things like that, and you might make a bit of money off of it, but it comes at the cost of encroaching entirely on your personal life, whether that's in a time-consuming way or in an exposure way where your personal life is basically commodified for profit. And of course, influencers don't have it in their prerogative to be super honest about these things because they have an image to maintain. They have a brand to maintain, which is themselves and their own identity. So I don't blame them for not being super honest about it. They are, in essence, the billboard. But there's one point that she mentioned, which is that in order to be able to come on the internet and have something of substance to talk about or share, you have to have a source of inspiration in your life. And when you lose touch with reality and all you're doing is waking up in the morning and opening some PR packages and staying at your computer, and you don't have colleagues or teammates or a different world to be exposed to on a daily basis, where is your inspiration really coming from? As someone who manages both the 9-to-5 and a creative side hustle, I have always stood by the fact that this balance keeps both parts of my brain active.
So here's the thing, actually a lot of things. I feel like we're about to dive into a lot of different topics here, so I would love to hear like you guys' comments, your thoughts on just like all of this. I was a full-time influencer for a little over 2 years, and before that I had a real job, like normal person job, whatever you want to call it, 9 to 5, doing both at the same time. Well, long story short, I just started making more money doing this, and I was like more passionate about it, so I was like, why the heck am I like doing this job? I could be doing this full time and like making more money. Long story short, so I've been influencing, content creating, whatever you want to call it, for the last couple of years, solely just doing that. I'm gonna try to say this in the nicest way possible and to not sound like hypocritical, or like also to not like put like other content creators down. Like, this is just like how I was feeling. A lot of different reasons I decided to go back to work. One of them being I just got bored. Every single day I would do the same thing. Of course, you're working on different projects some days, but a video concept, a video idea, filming a video, editing a video, it does not take me that long. It does not take me all day. And some months and some weeks are different. Like I am not every day filming an ad. I don't every day have an idea to film. So I just got bored, honestly.
I'm having a little bit of a hard time. I left my corporate job last year. I was a senior UX content designer. I was making $125,000 a year, which is a great salary. But I decided to give content creation a go just to try to see what would happen, and I am about to write myself a $100,000 check. And the most insane part is this is the second time this year that I'm doing this, and I do this because I can't transfer that big of an amount with the bank. I have to write myself a check. It's really difficult to express myself with this amount of money and to talk about it because it's a lot. It's a lot. And my own mind hasn't caught up with it. And so this is why I struggle to share income now. But I do want to say that if you want to create content, do it. If you want to do it for fun, do it. If you want to take a risk on something, do it. Because this happened to me in 2.5 years. Maybe it can happen for you too.
The influencers from a decade ago that are broke now were living paycheck to paycheck. As soon as that money came in, it went straight to vanity purchases and bills. There was also this trend where as soon as the views went up, they ran straight to LA, New York, or whatever expensive city they could find. And with that change, they got bigger bills and also new content. That new content may have not been received well, and they got less views, and the money went down also.
An influencer with 1 million followers just announced that she cannot pay her rent. 1 million followers. I need you to let that sink in, because this shatters everything that you thought that you know about social media and making money online. She's broke because she has no product to sell. She's broke because she has no offer. She's broke because she spent years building an audience, and not once she asked herself, why am I building this audience and what value am I bringing? Her content just entertains people. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't help anyone with anything. It just entertains people and it just exists. And content that just exists will make you famous, but it will never make you rich. And that's literally why she's now asking people to give her a job. And I promise you, this is not a hard game. You just need to understand one thing. You don't want to be an influencer. An influencer just creates content. A business owner creates content that makes her money. And the difference between these two is so small that it's actually embarrassing that we don't know it. An influencer creates content to get followers. A business owner creates content to target a specific person who have a specific problem, to solve that specific problem that they have through their content. And that's it. That's the whole secret. That's the thing that everybody here is trying to overcomplicate. You find a problem that people have, you create something to solve it, and you find out exactly who that specific person is, and then you create content that will speak to that specific person every single day, and then you sell them the thing that fixes the problem. That's it. Because views turns into trust. Trust turns into buyers, and buyers turns into money, so you can actually pay your rent. So stop creating content to be seen. Start creating content to be useful. Because useful content builds a business, and a business pays you whether or not the algorithm likes you one day or not. And that's really how you make money on social media. It is that simple. So make sure you go the right route, so you don't end up like the girl with 1 million followers that cannot afford her rent.
The unpredictable money they earn from social media views is often not enough to pay the bills, especially when platforms change their rules overnight. On top of that, the constant hustle means not having any free time outside their business to just relax, step away from the internet, and do the other things normal people do without holding a camera. You'll be surprised by what you'll understand in this video about the hidden burnout in the creator world, other than financial advice. What I would suggest to upcoming influencers going into the business is to absolutely get a regular job on the side as a backup plan, so you aren't stressing over every single view. Beyond that, my biggest advice is to find a highly specific niche you actually care about to see more videos and reality check updates like this. Make sure you subscribe to our channel not to miss on the next interesting video. Thanks for watching.